So we have Draco, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long you been playing the game?
Um, I've probably been playing since 2016, but I stopped for a little bit in 2018 and just got back to the game.
Okay. What brought you back?
Huh?
What brought you back to the game?
Oh, just kind of the hype between Overwatch 2 and I had been wanting to get back into it for a while, and Overwatch 2 just seemed like a good reason.
That's fair. Um, so why do you want a VOD review? Like, what do you play Overwatch for?
Um, I like to try climbing in rank. Back when I did play, I reached platinum on console, but I've switched to PC since then, and I just don't feel like I'm quite where I used to be.
Okay. Where you used to be?
Uh, so I was a main tank player. Like I said, I'd main Orisa, and I did reach plat, but recently I'm pretty sure that I've been playing around like bronze or silver, and I'm hoping to be able to eventually climb back to plat and hopefully past that. I've been on a really bad losing streak in my placements, like I haven't won a single one yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I was hoping to see if we could maybe figure out what I'm doing wrong.
Okay, that's fair. Um, so just want to get better at the game, actually win a game so you can get placed.
Yeah,
Okay,
I want to see some sort of improvement, hopefully.
not a problem. Um, sorry, I'm actually doing what the Okay. So, any questions first off before we start?
Um, Not that I could think of off the top of my head.
Okay. Um, let's get started then. For
All
Ramattra,
right.
I'm just looking for your positioning, how you use your cooldowns. Um, you kind of want to like rotate barrier and block, same thing like Orisa rotates her cooldowns, and then
Yeah.
you kind of would use your AoE thingy as the same thing as how Iris uses her spear. Just damage, deny enemies, that kind of stuff. So, uh,
Okay.
let's get started. Sorry, I'm doing something on my phone and it's not
Stay close. I
behaving.
No
can't
worries.
kill you if you stray.
Bookmark.
Not as quick as I used to be, but I'm still.
Why did it not do that the first time?
Five, four, three, two,
Okay,
one.
let's do it.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
So you should really approach this. Ramattra has like a poke in the beginning and then kind of brawl mid fight with his pummel thing. So what we're
His
looking,
nemesis.
yeah. So what we're looking to do is we're looking to shield choke, right? And then we can rotate over here, grab a different angle, or we can come in here, grab a different angle, right? His shield is mostly used to advance into certain like better positions or to like
Okay.
rotate behind cover, okay? Because it's only 1,000 HP and only lasts like a few seconds, right?
Yeah.
So we use it very quickly, we move it very quickly, we keep going. We don't want to use it as like an Orisa shield, right?
Okay.
So this is an Orisa shield. So we could have just used the shield and then just walked over here.
Okay.
Are you close to any enemies right now?
No.
No, so you can't really utilize this very well. I mean, you made a lot of space, I guess. Okay, so let me go back. Ramattra plays. Oh, Blizzard cannot introduce a character into this game without it being similar to other characters. So what I mean by that is like Ramattra plays a lot like Orisa. Ramattra plays a lot like um, Roadhog might, right? Because he's a pokey tank and then he can brawl afterwards,
Yeah.
okay? So basically, what we really should do here is we should hold this angle. We should stay in this position over here, use our shield, use our pummel to block as needed, and then we can aggress, right? So you
Yeah.
pull everyone's attention over here. The problem is when you're in this space, you don't have any cover, right? You want to be
Yeah.
close to cover over here in case you get in trouble. But you don't want to
All
go
right.
over here because how is your team going to help you?
Yeah. So I basically cut myself off from my supports and everyone.
Right.
Okay.
Thankfully, your Kiriko TPQ, or he would definitely die. But like, why be here, right? When you could be over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
We must capture this territory.
Okay. Now,
Escort the payload.
what is this? What kind of shield is this?
Um,
How is this shield useful?
my idea was to use it to block so we could kind of advance.
Okay, where's the cart?
Still spawning.
Right. So you can advance. You can like take this space over here. Um, and somebody else can push cart. But what space does this shield allow you to take? This space right here, right? You can't
Yeah.
really go past your shield. Yeah, you can step forward, use your block or whatever, right? But realistically, we want to place our shield much like a Rissa shield, right? And
Yeah.
place it here. Now we can walk up and take this space. Or we place it all the way up here. Now we walk and take up this space, right? This is a
Yeah.
little far because the cart's not pushed around the corner yet. So we can do things incrementally at a time, okay?
Okay.
So this shield doesn't really allow you to take any space, and if you just wanted to poke and get maybe a little bit of ult charge, then you can just use natural cover and not even use your shield, okay?
Okay.
I know you're unranked. You got to plat, but this looks like high silver, low gold gameplay so far. I just want to let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
Just based on your play and enemy's play. Okay, your problem here is you're not taking any space. You're not going forward. Um, use like we talked about earlier. Use your shield. You know, place it behind the enemy team so that they're cut off from heals. Right? You place a shield
Yeah.
here, and it can't do shit. Okay. Now you can
Okay.
be more advanced. Okay. Um, you can advance. I'm sorry. You're just placing it too close to yourself, and it's just a brawl battle. You two might as well just be playing Reinhardt right now. You can be your kit's a lot more useful than just brawling like this. Okay.
Okay. So I should be trying to place my shield further back to take more space rather than brawling the enemy team.
Yeah, I mean take more space, but also like cut off the Anna heals from her team because
Okay.
she's far enough away from her team that if you put it right behind, like, shoot, in like this area, anywhere right here, then she's gonna have to walk forward past her shield. Or what you really want is to have her teammates fall back so she can heal them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we finally push forward. And then we go back. We get a kill though, okay. Is this PC?
Yes.
Okay, you can't hear audio, but there's somebody behind you right now.
Enemy turret just flew up.
You're literally clueless. Okay. I'm assuming you play with headphones on.
Yes, I do. I might need to adjust my volume.
Okay, good. Okay, I want you to watch this third person, just to get an idea. Oh, I mean, I even saw him go up here. That's what I mean. So let's watch this. We'll go over here.
Oh, so
Okay.
he sat there for a minute.
Yeah, he sat there for a good bit. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. So I would have 8 seconds. I don't know. I would have saved that. Because you could have possibly gotten a little bit more value out of whatever this is called. To once they're like more or less forced to come to the cart and contest it, so we could save it a little bit more and wait till
Okay.
the cart's closer to this area and then we can put it down. Because right now they're really far spread out and you didn't really get a lot of value out of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you see here, like, you have it back as soon as they get pretty close. But I don't want to take that risk. If you can just save it and get a little bit more value. See, this should have been used, this ability, sorry. This, whatever this is called. This should be used near the cart. Because we know somebody's on cart, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this Ramattra in front of us. But, like, let's focus on the cart. Do you have any idea who's on cart?
I do not.
It's the Junkrat.
Okay. I did watch a little bit of this replay before I sent it, and I did notice
it's
I
not
made a
this one.
really bad habit out of constantly trying to brawl their tank.
Oh, you have the Junkrat. Yeah. Yeah. I knew it was one of the DPS, I'm sorry. But yeah, there's people on cart. You're too focused on I was going to say the Rhine duel. The Ramattra duel. You guys are playing like Reinhardts, so it doesn't really make any sense. And now they're gonna be closer. Okay. So there we just need to focus on cart more. And I kind of like ignored the Ramattra duel.
Okay.
Okay.
I will try to focus on that more.
I saw that coming. So let me show you. So we did well here. We shielded here to try to go forward and like take this corner, but they ended up like there's no reason to really use this here. Like we want to use this more on squishies because we know we're gonna kill them with this. We can, if we're accurate enough. Like
Okay.
you're just using this to like push him back, but like why not just shoot at him, or use your AOE ability at the corner here, right?
Yeah.
We need to keep in mind that they're. I don't know if you're ult tracking or if you even do that, but they have so much many more ults than we do that we need to save this for the damage reduction in this situation. It's kind of like a hindsight thing. After watching this, but I see why you did this, but we should have saved it for the
For when they
defensive.
start popping.
Yeah.
Question. Does blocking actually reduce damage from Molten Core or no, since it's at my feet?
You know what? I have no idea. That's a great
Okay.
question. I'll have to look into that. It's probably on a blog post or something like that. I have no idea.
Okay.
Probably, I would say probably not. That's what I'm gonna say. But I don't want to be certain. Yes or no. Okay. So let's look at that third person, and I want to show you what we need to do. So we use spin. We can't. Their whole team is here, right? So
Yeah.
if we want to take this space, we have to get to this corner. So we need to use our spin and our fortify to cover this space and get to here. We use spin and we stay here. That's not the thing to do here.
Okay.
Your teammate gets picked here. I mean, that's unlucky. But even then, you still don't play this correctly. That's what you really should do in that situation. Now, as soon as you should have done that, your junk was going to die anyway. So you would have been in like worse trouble. But then I don't think we use fortify.
We did not.
And then we just die anyway. Because your mercy flew away to revive your junk.
Okay.
They will not break me.
So you want to use spin to advance, fortify to stay in. In that situation, you should use fortify to not die, of course. Okay. New fight. First of all, wasted spin again. We get to this corner, and then we can spin to cross to the next corner. Again, we spun and didn't go anywhere with it. Nice. Alright, first time we use spin correctly. Let's go. That was good.
60 seconds.
Thank you.
remaining.
Okay, so should we be here?
No, I should be trying to take the next corner, right?
Exactly. Creating space, you want to be in front of the payload most of the time on tank. Especially between fights like this. When the fight
Okay.
breaks out, you can use the card as like cover, and kind of work around that. But like in between fights like this, there's no reason to be on the cart. You want to push forward, take the next corner, let the enemies know that you're there and they can't get past you.
Okay.
See, now this Torb is going to be able to contest. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, who's behind you?
Ramattra.
Okay, so we need to deal with the cart first, right?
Yes. So I should have fallen back to help take him out.
Right. There's like very niche situations where you wouldn't do that, but like generally, rule of thumb, somebody walks behind you, a tank walks behind you. Let's turn around and help our teammates with that. Okay, wasted again. You could have just used cover here to avoid any damage. You were gonna lose that any day of the week, so don't worry about it.
Still lead forward.
Yeah, it seems like every time he pops Molten Core, I just die to it.
I will not yield.
Okay, so what should we do here?
I should Javelin Spin to advance.
Yes, and then we can javelin throw to knock anybody back past the corner.
Okay.
And then optimally, we would have our fortify to stay at that corner and use it as cover. But we just
But I
used our
wasted it.
fortify. Yes. So, looking at this walking, that's perfectly fine. Again, we didn't really use javelin spin how you need to. You're not really playing her like a tank. You're just kind of like poking and like you're kind of playing her like Orisa was played without like a shield. Like imagine old Orisa without a shield. That's how I'm seeing you playing her right now. Like really defensive, really scared. Okay.
So I'm kind of stuck in my old ways with this one since I mained old Orisa.
Probably. I can see that. And she doesn't have a shield anymore. Like her threat and her shielding capability is her survivability. How aggressive she can be sometimes.
10 seconds.
Okay.
Located.
Should you be here?
No, I should be going towards the ball, right?
Well, you really should be over here behind the cart. Okay? Because
Okay.
the reason being is you can push the cart from here, right? Cart gives you cover. You can minimize sight lines from like over here, the torbs over here, right? You're stepping forward in front of the cart and into the more sight lines of the enemies, and that gives you absolutely no advantage. Okay?
Okay.
unless somebody's like on the cart contesting it and you want to like try to kill them. Okay, sure. I mean, I can see that. But we can just push the cart from cover and wait for them to come to the cart and contest it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Onwards to victory.
Okay, who should we be shooting at?
Probably their ball.
Okay, we just killed both their DPS. It's the ball and 2 healers, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now it's just the Anna and the ball and a little pesky torp turret over here. If you keep shooting the ball, the Anna's just gonna keep healing him. Okay?
Okay.
If you look here, she's below half HP. And we missed our javelin. Not sure who we were aiming at. But then we go to shoot the ball and not the Anna. And she gets away. The ball continues to be healed. He can contest. And let the fight prolong. Okay. We can just javelin him away. Okay, we need to focus on one person at a time here, dude.
Okay.
It's like, we shoot at the ball, and then we shoot at somebody else, and then we shoot at this person, and a torp turret, and then we're not really getting any elims here. The ball never died. Like, do you realize how low the ball was?
Yes, he got really low until I switched targets.
Mm-hmm. Look at this. He's the only person alive here. That's a really dumb mistake by him. Like, look how low he is. And then, oh look, there's a Hanzo. I can kill him. Okay, let's keep going. I think I made my point clear. Okay, do you have any questions for me?
I think I get the general gist of it. My positioning was really bad and I wasn't really advancing when I should. And I need to work on my target priority. As well as like my situational awareness, right?
I mean, yeah. So, you're not really advancing playing tank. You're not really making any space. You're just kind of there. And then, like, once we get an advantage, like somebody dying, then you're going forward. So, on Orisa, we're using spin to advance usually. And, why is that so fat? We're using spin usually to advance, fortify to stay in. These can be swapped depending on the situation, map geometry, and that kind of stuff. But
Okay.
it's just because she gets a movement boost with her spin. That's really the only reason why you want to be moving forward with it. Of course, there's some situations because it can like eat projectiles that you want to use that instead of fortify because maybe they're about to use grab or mail, right? So
Yeah.
it's situational. You get it. But like on Ramattra, it's the same thing. Use your shield, take the space. Use your block, take the space. You weren't doing that. You were just there. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
So now that we're playing on defense, let's see how you play differently.
Defend objective standard 1.
Okay, that's fine, but not optimal. We want to be... What cover do you have right here?
None. I should be more either behind the statue or tucked in that right corner, right?
I mean, yeah, you really don't want to be over here because you're not holding any space.
Okay.
Like like a DPS can be over here, like a Junkrat or a Hanzo, and shoot this way and effectively hold that space. You want to be like in this general area. That way you can control this, control this. You can see over here to that ledge over there. Anyway. So on defense, Orisa plays slightly differently. Like we want to be using Javelin to protect our teammates, get people away from us. When they be aggressive, we can boop them away. We can use Fortify to stay in an advantageous position or to retreat when we get in trouble.
Okay.
So that was good. You Javelin spinning his pummel. Decent value there. Okay, what's your problem?
I fortified too early.
Okay. What about your positioning?
I don't really have a good line of sight from behind that car.
To where?
To the rest of their team.
Okay. Let's do this. What can the Widow see?
She can see my guy back over there. I can't really tell who that is.
Torb. She can't see all this, right?
Yeah.
She can kind of see you. So the problem is, your team's over here. What happens if these players go this way and attack your team?
I'm not there to help defend.
Okay, so then where would you go to help defend? How would you get there?
I would javelin spin to retreat over to that area.
Right, you'd have to walk across this open space.
Yeah.
And then
Where the widow could get me.
that exactly. Okay. So why not be over here where the widow can get you? And then if people over here, you're in a better position to protect your team from this flank, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just a niche opportunity here that I'll show you. Because of your honestly poor positioning. We can get behind him here because he steps forward. Javelin spin him into our team, and we can isolate him from his healers.
Okay. So I pushed him away rather than where I should have.
I mean, yeah, but it's a little dangerous because he was using pummel, I believe. So,
Okay.
if he wasn't using pummel, that's what I would have done. Because that's such a really brawly ability, and you don't want to have him near your teammates. But
Okay.
just to like try to get him killed, yeah. Okay, again we go over here. we've been shooting at this dude for like a minute. Javelin spin. Okay. So we're focusing way too much on this other tank. Like, we can use our javelin to hit the Widow. We can use our javelin to hit the Ana and possibly kill either of those players, right?
Yeah.
Javelin's great against stunning a player and killing them pretty easily. And we're so focused on this other tank, it's just not really doing anything. We're just there existing, right? You're not really... Ramattra and Orisa are both very tanky and difficult to kill if they use their cooldowns correctly. So that's what's happening here. Okay. We should use Javelin spin against Bastion like that because it'll eat all of his damage, and then we can use Fortify, use the car's cover. But again, we shouldn't be over here. We need to be over here. Like, you play Rhine. Do you?
I actually haven't touched Reinhardt.
At all?
I've touched him a little bit, but not in ranked.
Okay. Like, if you watch any top 500 game, the tank either sits over here, denying this sight line and this sight line, or this path, I should say, depending what they're playing, or they sit over here, and they usually will move to this location if they have a Widow sitting up here.
Okay.
Like 9 times out of 10, the tank is like hugging this corner over here.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we already watched it. Just making sure.
Reevaluating, re-engaging.
I like this skin though. It's one of my favorites.
I think it's really cool one. I was really happy when I got it.
So that javelin's fine because we're not really trying to take any space here. We're just trying to protect our Bastion, I think. Okay, so where should we be and what position do we want to hold?
I should be further back by the rest of my team.
Okay. You really have 2 options here. Depending on like what your team wants to do.
Okay.
And you can communicate this in voice chat or whatever, right? Here.
Yeah.
Or here. Okay. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 teammates. So you should probably play a more passive position. So not here. Here is fine until they aggress into you, right?
Yeah.
Anybody on the cart can't see anyone who's passed up in this area, right? So
Yes.
it'll be essentially even until the cart gets pushed, okay? So
Okay.
shouldn't be up here. Wouldn't be surprised if you die here. So let's keep going. Look at that, you died. Okay. If your whole team was there, it would have been fine to try to hold that corner.
Answers when we do not know the question.
Okay, so what's the plan? Where should you hold?
Where my team is.
Right where they're standing here?
Yes.
Right. So we should be holding this corner, and because we have a long sight line for us, but also what's our escape route? Our escape route, we don't really have an escape route because it's the end of the checkpoint. So we would have to like fall back like here maybe or over here, um, depending on what's happening once they turn the corner. But yes. Nice. Okay, well, we need to be closer to this corner though. Ah, shoot.
Ready for battle.
So I advanced too far right there.
Yeah. Where to go? Like in this area, and this time, sorry. You're too forward. Like you don't need to step forward here. Like I think the idea here is you want to take this corner and deny this space, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you can, but you don't really need to. Cause your whole team and yourself are gonna have to come past this corner to shoot at people over here. Um, and Ramattra with an Ana, I don't think is very killable if you when he's playing this corner like this. Like, there's just no point.
All right. So would it have been better to push my shield back there to try to cut off the Ana heals?
Um, yeah, you could have, but like realistically, you should just be back here and be playing
Okay.
in this area. One of your, I definitely know this isn't anything above plat or below. I'm sorry, plat or above. This doesn't even look like gold to me. Because there's nobody over here. None of your teammates are over here. Um, None of your teammates are even over here. Um, okay, so let's. Do you watch any like pro play?
Um, I watch flats every once in a while,
Okay,
but he's like the only one I really watch.
this is actually a great area of the map to explain this on.
Okay.
So the cart's here. It was there, but let's just pretend it's right there. If we
Okay.
hold this corner here, the enemy team is going to be like in this area, right?
Yeah.
Um, so we could stick like an Ash or a soldier up here and shoot at them from back there. We could put like a Hanzo in this window and shoot him from up there, right? Um,
Yeah.
but we, the tank, can't really see them, okay? Only our flanking DPS can, right?
Yeah.
If we, the tank, sit here, let them push up to this area, more like this area, okay? So their back line's gonna still be like here, but not here. Um, just a general idea. So DPS sitting here or above here, DPS flanking over here, or in this doorway here. Like you want to have multiple sight lines with your team, okay? And you want
Okay.
to effectively surround the enemy, right?
Yeah. So
Um,
we weren't really playing that choke correctly.
Not really, and that's not entirely on you. That's you and your teammates. If you look at any kind of pro play, we're talking about um, even outside this game. a lot of the maps are just 3 lanes, right?
Yeah.
Any map you can think of in this game, it's like 3 lanes. The main objective, and this is in the middle, you have 2 flank routes over here. And in top 500, pro play, anything like that, you will see a lot of the fights are really dependent on who controls these flank routes over here. What DPS duel is going to win? The Mercy just rezzed, and they get just an extra life or whatever. Um, but if you, the tank, don't allow the enemy to push up and allow for these flank routes to be useful, then you're not really playing not the objective, but you're not really playing the map how you really should.
Okay.
I'll explain this a bit better. After this VOD, we'll go to Junkertown and I'll explain a little bit better.
This ends
All right.
now.
Okay, again, like, there's not a very good reason for us to push up like this. Like, we want to focus on the cart. Hit the Ramattra. Nice.
The barrier appears.
Okay, we're pushed too far forward. We're not holding this corner very well.
Barrier unsuccessful.
Okay, we go back finally. He got greedy, he dies for it. They're more as teabagging? What is that?
I do remember this ult being really bad.
Okay, why is it bad?
I do remember I think I killed the Echo with it, and I aimed for people who went out of my sight line.
Out of your sight line and out of who else's sight line?
My teams.
Exactly.
So they weren't able to follow up on anything.
Nice. Still haven't realized somebody's on cart though. Oh, there she is. So again, Sig plays much like Orisa. That's why they paired so well together. They're actually incredibly more similar now that Orisa got her rework. They both have like an eat ability. They both have spam, long range damage. It's just she has fortify while you have shield. You both have stuns. So. Okay. What's our shield doing?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Where should we be?
Back with the rest of my team.
Well, you have to contest the cart, so you don't really have much wiggle room here. But what I'd like to see is you just to be over here, hiding behind this little tiny cover. Or,
Okay.
if needed, falling back behind this corner over here. Because you're so low HP, like, you don't need to be... Like, we can... It's not a lot of space, but we can give up some cart space to like get a better position and whittle them down a bit further.
Yeah, so I don't just constantly need to be in their face.
Right, in their face and open space, taking damage from every direction. She actually gets that off, but it's not gonna matter. Okay.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Was there a miscalculation? The universe
That's
does not
funny.
weep when the sun sets.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay, I don't know why you're playing so scared.
Actuating the barrier.
Like, push up. She just used phase, so she's very vulnerable right now. And we're just back here. Like, this is the time to take this corner over here. You have all your teammates here. They use important abilities. Now that she's back, it's not as valuable, but there was an opportunity for you to like make a play, get some space, maybe even get a kill or two, and we just sat there again.
Circuits engaged. Bastion. 30 seconds.
I think you're gonna get if when you place, you're gonna get placed
Artillery configuration activated.
like mid silver.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get placed super high.
Um, okay. Sorry, I had a big yawn. So
60 seconds remaining.
let's talk about this. You lost your
Actuating the
advantage.
barrier.
You didn't push up. But why did we die? Because
Because I played scared and wasted my shield.
yeah, but what about your positioning here? Are we in open space? Are we playing in a corner?
I'm in open space.
Okay. Ball cuts you off. Sorry. And then you just get the whole team is shooting at you. The brawl kills too. Unlucky. Okay. They had the old advantage as well. I mean, you were gonna win this fight any day of the week, but we could have done better. Okay. You have any questions?
So what's the best way to know like when I should advance and when I should stay put?
Um,
Because I think I'm a little confused on that.
this is
Is it just like map dependent?
it depends on the situation when and when you don't have the advantage.
Okay.
And for someone who doesn't understand the game very well, and because you had to ask that question, it's really difficult to know. The best indication is like when Mora uses Fade, right? She can't dance away from you anymore. She has to rely on her self-healing and other teammates to protect her. She's more vulnerable like that.
Okay.
When Genji uses his dash, like he loses that mobility, right? Um,
Yeah.
After we get a kill, I mean it's 5v4. Let's advance. That that's kind of a rule of thumb. You shouldn't always do that. You can get baited in like higher elos. Um, But generally, what you're looking for is somebody else out of position. Maybe Mora just used Fade, and now she's in your LOS, and you can rock her very quickly. And when she can't use Fade immediately after getting rocked to get away from you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's little stuff like that. Um, because Sigma has a very high skill ceiling, so it's hard to determine that. If you don't have your cooldowns, probably not a good idea to advance. If you do have your cooldowns, let's go for it. Um, general rules of thumb like that.
Okay.
Oh, I had a yawn again. Anything else?
Um, Not that I could think of off my head. I think you made pretty much everything at least pretty simple for me to understand.
Okay. Um, Let me explain this really quickly.
Welcome to Junkertown.
Cheers, lads! It's time to save the world.
Okay. So I'm sure you've played this map a lot, right?
Yeah.
So usually two things happen. Defense hold to this corner here, or defense hold to this corner here. Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me which corner is better?
Um, the back one,
Okay. Can you tell me why? It is.
um, it has more cover and easier access to high ground.
Okay. True. There's something else I'm looking for. When we talked about surrounding the enemy.
There's multiple different points that our flanks could kind of go up to get more sight lines on them.
Right. So this flank route over here is very important. In the beginning of the map, you can like spam people from here. Arissa would do this. You can do this with Ramattra, right? In higher elos, you would actually see tanks spam the door from here, and just immediately rotate to this section of the map here.
Okay.
You would not see anyone fuck, I can't talk. You would not see any tanks holding this corner because what flank route is available to your team
Um,
to help
there.
surround the enemies? Right, you can go over here, kind of, if
Yeah.
you have certain characters. You can go in here, but like if you're the tank, you can just easily just walk over here. You can like be over here-ish, not very helpful because the enemy team's gonna be here, right?
Yeah.
Up here, you can be over here, shoot from below. I'm thinking about defense and attack teams here because they're both want to be in the same positions.
Okay.
Shoot people from below, whatever, and then we can come over here. But like, think of it like this: if I'm Arissa or Sigma, whatever, and I'm holding the cart here, and I'm here, I can use this corner as cover, right? My back
Yeah.
line is going to be in this area, right? Maybe in this area. And then I can flank from this position here. So, what the defense does is they let the enemies walk all the way up here to this area. That way, we can go around and flank them from behind. That's how this map operates, first point. All other maps, except for like control maps, because those are a little different. All other maps to a point work like this, where you want to surround the enemy team using different flank routes. But because of this map's geometry, this corner right here is the very best corner to hold because of this surrounding thing that you want to do. So this is
Yeah.
making a little bit more sense than King's Row.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay. I tend to over-explain things. I'm sorry.
No worries. It's helpful.
Any other questions?
Not that I could think of off the top of my head. I know there are definitely quite a few things I need to improve on in terms of like game sense and when I should and shouldn't push forward.
Okay. And there's some like rules of thumb you can go by, but really you just need to play the game.
Yeah.
Let me know how your games are going and when you get placed. Okay?
Okay. I
All
will.
right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Play 50 hours. Can't win a
Huh?
game. Play 50
Oh yeah.
hours. If you can't win a game or you get ranked and you can't rank up, then hit me up again and we can do another one. In the meantime, you can send me a message anytime. You can at me, DM me, doesn't matter. Just let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.